The Game Awards happened. Let's jump into it. Hey there, guys. What's up? Welcome to episode number 28 of Diggity, a video game podcast. I'm your host, Jeff James. As always, with me is the inventor of inventions, Luscious Brody.
What's going on, my man?
Not too much, dude. How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'd be better if everyone follows us on Instagram at Diggity Podcast. And also if they subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Stitcher, Acast, wherever you listen. We're pretty much there. And speaking of wherever you listen, you can take books with you now. And you can listen to them. Did you know that? It's a fun fact, Brody.
I have not heard of this before.
You've never heard of that? You've never heard
Nope.
of that 28 times?
Nope.
Interesting.
Actually, about 30 times now.
Oh, okay.
Couple.
Wow, geez.
Yeah.
Damn, I guess everyone's talking about it. That's right. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. You can get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/diggity. You get access to over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or your MP3 player. We here at Diggity recommend Walter the Farting Dog Farts Again, the sequel to the beloved title of Walter the Farting Dog Farts. So,
Yeah.
if you couldn't fucking figure that out, I'm sorry. It's the Tuesday show. So there's obligations with this. One was obviously our sponsor, because business. Two is actually the upcoming games or the games coming out this week. So pretty short list this week. This is the down season for those who don't know for the video game industry. But December 11th, Gone Home comes to iOS. That's right, we're talking about iOS games now. December 13th, Tony Hawk's Skate Jam comes to iOS. Holy shit. December 14th, Below comes to PC and Xbox One, and Borderlands 2 VR comes to the PS VR also on December 14th. And those are the games coming out this week. I mean, pretty short, dude. Usually that list is like, at least like 10 games. But
Yeah, that was kind of a depressing list right there.
It was. I looked it up, and I was like, is this wrong? And then, it worked out. Oh, I do have a PSA. So, for those who bought Smash, for those who didn't, you're crazy. But for those who bought Smash, I'm just dump water. For those who bought Smash and pre-ordered it and bought the physical copy, you get, is it PD Piranha?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get PD Piranha as a free piece of DLC. Originally, had thought that it was you get it like right off the bat. There was a lot of error codes coming back from Nintendo Switches and so on. Should be working now. Use your Nintendo Rewards account, and then very important, check your email account associated with your Nintendo Switch account, because there is a serial key in the email for your DLC for PD Piranha that you can use in 2019.
I have not gotten that email yet.
Okay, I got it today. So
Did you?
That's why I'm putting it out there, because I did it like days ago, where
Okay.
like I could do the rewards and Nintendo Rewards stuff, and it worked finally.
I think I finally did it last night.
Okay, so mine took like 2 days to get to me.
Okay.
But I got the email, and then there's a little serial code, and it says that you can't use it until like 2019, early 2019. So,
Gotcha.
is what it is. So there's a little PSA. And with that also, let's just get into what'd you play this weekend, my friend?
A whole lot of Smash Bros.
Nice.
And then I got into Assassin's Creed Odyssey finally, which was something that's been on the back burner for a while.
And you fell asleep?
I did fall asleep. I was just tired. It has no effect on the game. That's not what it was.
Yeah,
but,
it was not due to content.
Yeah, not due to content. I was just tired. I needed a nap.
Right.
And then I played some Battlefield. We played a little bit of Battlefield last night.
Hell yeah, we did. We played a lot of Battlefield 5, man.
Yeah, man.
Lots of it. It's been great.
Yeah, it's kind of the game that nobody else is playing. So, but we're having a blast with it. It's a good time.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's great. Feels great having a tank and rolling through a village, just fucking it up.
Yeah, man.
Nothing better.
What'd you get into?
I played Battlefield 5 with you. I went a little bit deeper into Red Dead 2.
Okay.
Doing some side stuff as well as the main story. Still trying to complete it. What else did I play? Smash. Played some Smash. Played some Madden. And played... There's one other thing I played. I can't think of it. Oh, NHL 18.
Oh yeah. When I talked to you,
played a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's a
Holy
lot,
shit.
man.
It's more than rabbits. I traded that fucker in, by the way.
Yeah, I've basically just been playing a lot of Smash, and then I'll just switch over to something on Xbox, and then switch back to Smash, and kind of mainly just keep rotating a little bit, keeping things fresh.
Do you want to tell the people of the internet the great crusade you went on for Smash?
Oh my god. Yeah. I'll tell the great people of the internet about
Please
that
do.
crusade. It was so Thursday night we got done recording the live stream of the Game Awards, which went on way longer than I expected. So we cruised out to Fort Wayne, and I guess it wasn't even a cruise; it was a mad dash down to Fort Wayne, the bigger city around where we're at, and in an effort to pick up the game we pre-ordered, right? And so we get down there, and I completely messed that up. To preface all of this, we pre-ordered at a different store, and that store decided they were no longer doing a midnight release, so we actually had to...
Which is great.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Well, and also, they weren't going to fucking let us know until the day came out.
Yeah,
Hey, we'll let you know the day of. I'm like,
right.
Great, so it's either you switch it or you fucking risk just not being able to get it until like the next fucking day, and it's in a mall, so you're not getting until like 10 a.m.
Right. So I actually had called them earlier in the week, asked them what they were doing, and they said, hey, we're not doing it anymore. You have to come in between 6 and 9 to to pay off your whatever you owed on it, if you did owe anything on it, whatever. And then you had to take that receipt to the other store where they were doing a midnight release, which, okay, whatever. I mean, it's not ideal, especially since I live like a good 20 minutes away from the store, so it was a waste of my time, actually just my time. So I could drive down there, did all that, came back up. We started to record the Game Awards show. Then afterwards, since it ran until 12? It ran straight up till midnight, didn't it?
Oh yeah, straight up till midnight. Yeah, we didn't get to GameStop until like 15 after midnight.
Yeah. So we're booking it down there, trying to make it in time, and the people at the other store had told us they're taking our copies over to this store. So okay, whatever, no problem. So we get there, and I have him look up my name in the system, and he can't find it. Can't find up anything, like nothing at all. And he goes, what? He's like, did you have it under a different name? What, did somebody else order it for you? Yada yada yada. And no, and I told him the ordeal, and he's like, oh, well, that guy just left, and he took your copies back to his store with him.
Yeah, the most fucking stupid thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, so they know we're coming to pick these up. Like, we purposely went out of our way to make sure that these were available for us to pick up when we got there. And, they weren't ready, and I had to buy a second copy and then return the copy that I never even got my hands on back to the other store the next day. And that was my only workaround. But he didn't tell me that from the get-go. He just told me, yeah, that guy left. And
yeah, he just fucking stood there.
It was just this awkward silence, didn't say anything else. I'm sitting here thinking, I want to fucking play Smash. Like, I pre-ordered it, and I'm coming to pick it up at midnight for a reason.
How the fuck do I play this game?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck is this game? The best part, too, was, this was like a fucking 3-day ordeal, dude.
Oh, it's been it was all week. I started on Monday.
I was like, okay, Brody's going to figure it out. Like, I don't have to get involved in this, whatever. And then, like, I got fucking involved because on, like, Wednesday or something like that. Or no, that night, that fucking day, I went in to go change my stuff from the mall to the other store. And I'm like, hey, I need to change this over here. And I'm like, so this is like a 10 p.m. release, right? Because you were fucking told that by the other guy. Like, yeah, we'll release it at 10 p.m.
You can pick it up anytime between 10 and
get out of here.
Midnight, right?
Yeah, we're like, sweet, that's awesome, that's great. And I go to this guy, I'm like, yeah, 10 p.m. release. And he's like, no, it's midnight. And I'm like, okay.
All right.
Well, that's good. So I fucking text you, and I'm like, so it's not 10 p.m., it's midnight, by the way.
Which
and then
we wouldn't have made it anyway.
And I literally had the same fucking thing as at the mall. And the person at the fucking mall told me, take your shit and then put it over there.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking tell you that.
Right. No, he just...
It's almost as bad as the postal service.
As far as I understood, I thought they were just dropping our copies off there, and that's where they were. And I didn't realize that one dude is just carrying a box of all of these copies around and hanging out with them. So it was a nightmare. And the worst part was they just let me sit there for 2 minutes and let my blood boil while I tried to figure out how the fuck I was going to play this game.
Well, I was fucking holding my copy, and I was like, the whole time I'm like looking at my copy, and then I'm looking at you, and I'm like, oh fuck, like should I fucking return this? Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this isn't fair.
See, I didn't realize you actually had transferred yours to that store. They just told me to take my receipt in there, and that was how they were going to get around it. I'm like, oh, all right. Otherwise, I would have just transferred it, but whatever. So that was fun. That was how Smash release night went, and then I came home and played I bet you I played probably 2.5 hours maybe after I got home, which still put me at like 4 a.m. But, oh man, yeah, that was a mess.
It's crazy, bro.
It's so good, though. It was worth it.
Fucking GameStop.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're going bankrupt.
Right. Yeah, this is it.
I mean, this isn't like the Times. This is fucking suicide.
Right. So, speaking of the Game Awards, would you like to dive into that there, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I'll jump right into it. So, first of all, we did a live stream on YouTube, and it was a little rough at the start, but we got her going. And we've got the tools for next time to make it smooth as could be. But yeah, I'll just rip through Game Awards, and I'll kind of rip through like I'll rip through some of them fast, just like the esports ones. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with the first one though, best action game. The winner for that was Dead Cells, which totally agree with that. I think it's a fantastic fucking game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that definitely deserved it.
The next one was best role-playing game, which was Monster Hunter World, which I think kind of deserved it.
I have a hard time with that because I don't view Monster Hunter as a role-playing game. I mean, it is, but it's not. I'm happy it won something because I really did like the game, but I don't know. That was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Could have gone. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Best esports team, Cloud9. Best esports game, Overwatch. Cool. Best esports event, League of Legends Championship. I mean, they're the one that has a fucking stadium with like 45,000 people in it, so I would hope so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to botch the fuck out of this. Best esports host, Jokes or Sajokes? Shocks? Fuck. Hopefully he's on the show and we botch it. Best esports coach, Reaper. Best esports moment, C9's comeback win in OT against FaZe. Yep. Didn't see that one. Best student game, Kombat 2018. Looked really good. Best narrative.
You don't remember where you were when C9 came back and won in overtime?
You fucking remember when C9 come back with an overtime win against fucking FaZe, man? That was huge. No, I saw the Patriots get fucked by the Dolphins, though, this weekend. It's a weird sentence, too.
That was a very, very weird sentence.
Whenever there's an animal in like a sports game, and you're like, yeah, they got beat by the Dolphins. What a dumb fucking animal for a football team.
Yeah.
They have no hands.
Pretty much. Yeah.
They have no hands. They literally can't be on land.
They had to have walked into a meeting at one point, and somebody's like, what should we name this team? And some guy's looking around, he's like, I don't know, we have fucking dolphins.
Yeah, Florida, I think Dolphins.
Dolphins. We could be the Gators. I don't know.
Well, it's a college team, right?
Yeah, that's their college team.
Yeah. Well, one of them. Best narrative game, Red Dead Redemption 2, abso-frickin-lutely. Industry icon, Greg Thomas from Visual Concepts, 2K Sports. Best performance was Roger Clark, who played Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2. The best score/music, Red Dead Redemption 2. Best audio design, Red Dead Redemption 2. Best art direction, Return of the Obra Dinn. Best mobile game, Florence. And best VR game, Astrobot Rescue Mission, which totally deserves it. That's a fantastic VR game. Bro, do you want to handle the rest of these?
Yeah, I got you. Content Creator of the Year was Tyler Ninja Blevins. Best esports player was Sonic Fox.
Oh my God. Stop right there.
I wondered if you'd want to stop there.
So let's talk about that for a second. I'm happy for the guy. Seems like he's a very nice gentleman. And he's gay. He told everybody, which I think was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over the mic. That was so funny. Just how he said it and everything. But it's so funny. He seems super happy. Wasn't expecting a furry to win. This is a new highlight for furries everywhere around the world.
Absolutely.
Now they can only be taken seriously.
Yeah, that was. I was curious to see if. I guess I wasn't expecting him to just come out and say it, but I was curious if like the dude was actually a furry or if that was just like his costume he wore for like a branding thing. Or nope, he's a furry. He's a furry.
Yeah.
No,
bona fide furry for sure. All right, next award.
Yeah. Best debut indie game was The Messenger. Best fighting game was Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Sweet.
Best family game was Overcooked 2.
This is crazy because this shit beats Super Mario Party.
I know.
We both sat there like Super Mario Party. I'm like Overcooked 2. And Overcooked 2 won. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, good for them. But best strategy game, Into the Breach, which is another indie game. Best independent game, Celeste. Best impact award, Celeste.
Which the impact award was what, like a cultural, social impact?
Yeah, I think it's just like, just something, you know.
Because for those who don't know, Celeste is fighting depression, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome.
Yeah, the impact award was just, you know, for having some sort of a cause behind it, I suppose.
Okay, I got you.
Best sports racing game or / racing game, sorry, was Forza Horizon 4.
No surprise.
Best game direction was God of War. Best action adventure game was God of War. Best ongoing game was Fortnite. Big fucking shocker there. And game of the year went to God of War, which is awesome. I mean, good for Santa Monica. That was a surprise. Yeah, I assumed it was going to be Red Dead, honestly. But I think this was a tough year, man. There were some really good games that came out this year. I was happy to see Celeste up there for Game of the Year. I did not think for a second it was going to win. I know that kind of sucks, but
no, it was nominated.
Yeah, it was nominated, which was awesome. I mean, for an indie game, especially a debut indie game. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy to see God of War win. It's a phenomenal game, and I think that between that and Red Dead Redemption, it kind of just came down to what you preferred. I think both of them are just amazing games and did what they set out to do very well, and it was kind of just came down to what people enjoyed more, I guess. So.
Yeah, I was actually stunned with God of War. I thought for sure Red Dead was going to get it, and I honestly, I've only played a smidgen of God of War. Beautiful game, stunning game, but I do think Red Dead should have won it, honestly.
Yeah, and I definitely would probably make that argument as well, just because Red Dead did a lot of things that we have not seen in gaming, or at least not to that extent, and I think that they were able to kind of just do a lot of things that will change how games are made going forward, and they experimented with things that were relatively new, and I think they really pulled a lot of really awesome things off in Red Dead Redemption 2. And, I mean, God of War is obviously amazing in its own right, but I think it, in a way, it played it a little bit more safe. I mean, comparative to, you know, Red Dead, but, I mean, it also completely took a series that already existed and put him into a whole nother section of lore and a whole different like group of people. I mean, it was a whole nother thing, and I think for them doing that was really awesome as well. But yeah, it was definitely a toss-up this year, and I kind of figured it was going to come down to, those two games, and I would love to see what the actual margin was between, the votes and everything. But I have not found anything on that. I did try to find it.
So before we get into kind of like the announcements that happened during it, just to recap that, overall, did you enjoy the show?
I did. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was that was the first time we've live streamed, so that was really cool too. I mean, just in its own right. But I think the show as a whole was very good, and I think it was probably quite a bit better than what we've seen in the last couple years from it. It was terribly long, though. Good God, it was long. I would have been okay if they shortened it just a little bit. And I would have had no problem getting Smash.
Yeah, it's... I definitely thought the show was better than last year's show. And the previous ones before that. I think it was the best one. It flowed a little weird to me in some instances. Like, I felt like almost like one more music act or something could have been better. I'd like to actually see like bands there, and I know I understand what they're doing. Like they're trying to get music from the games and stuff like that. That's cool. I would have liked to see like a band that we all know, kind of there performing or something like that.
Yeah, like when Weezer came out, we didn't realize Weezer wasn't playing.
No,
like I didn't realize they were a presenter.
Yeah,
and you were a little bummed about that. I mean. It didn't really affect me either way, but...
I mean, they're still there, which is cool.
Right, absolutely.
But yeah, no, I thought it definitely... I thought it definitely was a solid show. I think it's got just a little bit of stuff. I mean, it's missing something, and I can't pinpoint what. But it doesn't make it bad. It doesn't make it fucking as bad as the People's Game Awards, whatever the fuck we saw at the bar the other night.
Oh God, that was terrible.
Holy
that was bad.
Shit. It was on CBS or something like that. It was Gamers Choice Awards, something like that. That was awful, bro.
Yeah. Hence why we are not covering it currently. Just gonna let that one go,
hell, bro. Yeah, I feel like it's missing just a little thing. I can't really pinpoint it. Maybe it's the band. Actually, you know what it was? The fucking awards went so quick. I felt like there's too many awards. And they basically had to just, like, throw them off. Like, they were doing the esports ones, and granted, like, those are small ones, where they're just like, here you go. Like, here's this award, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one. People weren't even coming up. Because they had, like, awards in the pre-show. Because they said the show starts at 8:30, but it was half hour of a pre-show before the actual awards. And then the intro to the awards is really weird. It just kind of, like, just happened. Yeah. There was no
I think there was
2018 Game Awards.
I think there was 15 minutes of pre-show, but still they gave out like 10 awards during that time period.
I know.
I mean, it was just rapid fire.
There's too many awards, and like I don't want to say the Oscars is a perfect example, but I would like to see this as like the Oscars of like games. Like honestly, like it turns into something where it's like here you go, like there's 15 awards for the night or something like that. Yeah. Or like 20 awards for the night max, and they're handed out one by one. They come up for a presenter each one by one, and they open up, the card to present. I don't understand the 15 different esports ones. Just do best esports team and like best esports coach. Great. Yeah. But even then, like esports, this is a problem. Is esports considered a sport? Because if it's considered a sport, why the fuck isn't this in like the ESPYs?
Right. Yeah,
that be in the video game awards,
that's
right?
That,
and
that gray area.
Yeah. Well, and also like best esports game. I don't think we really need that. We don't need that because most of those games have been out for a long time. There's no point. Like I want to see like new release, best action adventure for that year. Like the Oscars aren't fucking giving awards still for Forrest Gump. They're not.
But damn it, they should.
Yeah. No, they're not though, right? So it's like I'd like to see them do just that year of games.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I think. Do you? Well, here, I'll get your opinion first. Do you think esports should have its own event?
Like esports awards?
Yeah,
I think
awards and maybe.
I don't think people watch it. Like I don't.
There's not enough.
I don't know. There's obviously like a cult following for esports, just
Right.
in generalization, but I don't think like it's not going to get people hyped. Like we're not going to sit there and be like, man, I can't wait to watch the esports awards.
Right, but I also
Like,
wasn't excited to watch the Gamers' Choice Awards.
Right. Like there.
Bad.
Okay, so like best
But-
esports host that didn't need to be in there.
No.
Best esports moment definitely didn't need to be in there. Best student game, I actually like that being in there. Best esports game doesn't need to be in there. Best esports event doesn't need to be in there.
I feel like I feel like they tried to break down the esports way too much, and it just doesn't
100%.
make sense because you're not breaking down. I mean, you're not giving best development team leader. Like you're not breaking it down to that extent on the rest of the games. Why are we breaking it down that far for esports? Is it just like an exposure thing? Like, oh well, we had 12 awards for just the esports and people should watch it, or it just doesn't make any sense to me. It just feels off, and they rushed through it, and it was something that was
They
there
had almost
that
30
felt.
awards.
They had 30 awards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Without some of the esports stuff, they could have got it down to at least 23.
Yeah. And split a bunch of that time, and it's just, I don't know, man. There was a weird flow to it, and I understand it will be a little bit choppy because you are trying to mix awards and announcements, but like you said, if they cut down on some of the awards, it would probably help for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No, and I want to see them cut down awards, and I want them just to be like the Oscars of video games. Here is this year's nominees for this year's games coming out. Like Overwatch should not have won any sort of award. League of Legends shouldn't have won any sort of award.
Right.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
Like you're just generalizing the shit out of something.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Anyways, let's get into announcements. There's
You
there
want
was
to
a
rattle
couple.
through them all, or just some of them?
This is some of them will have probably more words than others because for me,
Right.
like some of them were like a 2 on the scale, and then some of them were like a 7 on the scale, right? So like why don't you just roll through them real quick? Just bring up each one, and we'll just talk about them.
All right. The first one we got was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 Black Order, and it is actually a Switch exclusive as well.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that one? Anything?
Hey,
Nothing?
Just kind of like that's neat. It's neat. It's gonna be a Switch exclusive. That's cool. It's like one of the first exclusives to Switch. That's third party.
Yeah, other than, the first third party.
Yeah, and so that's awesome. It's good, obviously good properties. It's the Marvel universe, so that's really cool. Looked kind of neat. The art style was kind of neat for the game. I don't know if it's really something that I'm gonna get into that well, but hey, it's on there. It's cool. Good news.
I'll probably end up picking that one up because I'll play with the boys and my kids. But I thought it looked really cool. I remember playing the first two, and I'm actually kind of excited for that one. I think that'll be a good one. But I'm also a Marvel fanatic, so there's that.
Yeah.
The next one we have is Far Cry New Dawn, and that is coming out February 15th. That one was really bizarre. Like, take, your normal Far Cry and then add Mad Max
Flowers.
and a whole lot of color. And that's what we saw. But it kind of looked cool as shit.
Yeah, it was a different take on post-apocalyptic because generally people look at like Dread and like. Well, I think most games that are done for post-apocalyptic are done like, a week after the bomb drops.
Right.
For example. So everything's just like devastated and all this kind of stuff. In this instance, stuff is still devastated, but it was overgrown with flowers and trees and bushes and shit like that. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. A little weird.
Yeah.
But hey, it's Far Cry. It's weird.
Yeah, Far Cry always kind of is a little bit out there. The next one we had was Supergiant's new game, which is in early access now, and it is called Hades. Which Supergiant is the developer of Bastion and Pyre. So,
And this one looked okay. I mean, it didn't get me like super hyped up. I don't know if that was just mainly because of its art style and like the gameplay I saw from it, but yeah, I wasn't like, oh my god, gotta have it.
Right. This one really didn't do much for me, in all honesty. I don't know. There just was nothing that grabbed me about it. It's probably gonna be a pass for me. Next up, we had Anthem, which obviously isn't a new announcement, but they did show off some more of it. Man, I hope that game is as good as it seems to look. But time will tell, I suppose.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see for sure.
Crash Team Racing comes out June 21st.
Yeah, for this one, I was. I all the leaks that happened, people were, people knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. I think they kind of stole their own thunder by doing that leak early. I really feel like they should have just kind of let it go and announced it at the Game Awards. It would have created so much more hype.
Yeah, no, it's great, and that's the thing. Like, I think, like it's not a Spyro, right? It's not a mainstay Crash game. It's one that I think people like, but with any of these kart racing games, like they're immediately always going to be, it's going to be below Mario Kart,
right?
Which is always going to make people be like, oh, okay, kart racing. No one's mastered that except for Nintendo, right? So, from a fantasy racing perspective,
I know a lot of people like Crash Team Racing more, actually, which I'm not in that camp, but
nope. Neither am I.
I mean, sure. I mean, I'm excited for it, I guess. I mean, it'd be cool.
It's got a robust character set too. And,
absolutely.
It looked good. I mean, the graphics looked cool. It looked awesome. But yeah, I think definitely the hype that they were expecting wasn't received as well. What I'd like to see them do is just make a new fucking Crash game.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
So I'm hoping whatever data they got from selling the Insane trilogy as well as Spyro, makes them want to do that, as well as bring back Jak and Daxter.
Yeah.
Daxter, sorry. But yeah.
Crash sold very, very well in the UK.
Yeah.
So I imagine that maybe that's gonna kind of show them that let's do more Crash. People want Crash, but we'll see. I'm sure.
That's awesome. Cool.
The next one was Obsidian's new game called The Outer Worlds, which I was pumped about this one, and you kind of seemed a little indifferent.
I just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of it. I mean, it definitely looks like Fallout.
Right.
Like
no, yeah,
2T.
it definitely...
it's space like 50s put together, 50s, 60s space vibe.
With the kind of the humor of like Borderlands. I also got a Borderlands vibe from it, but it's very much Fallout mixed with Borderlands mixed with space. I'm pumped. I thought it looked awesome. I'm definitely going to be getting it. Unless I find out it's going to be shit beforehand, people start getting review copies of it and everything, and then everybody shits on it. But hopefully not, because I'm pumped for it. I think it looks great. And especially in a year or the year following Fallout, the actual Fallout series shit in the bed, I think that'll do very well.
Oh, for sure, yeah, and you can see during their entire marketing and stuff, it's like the creators of Fallout, 1, 2, 3 Vegas.
Yeah.
So,
just gonna throw that out there. Next up, we have The Last Campfire, which is being made by actually only 2 people, from what I understand, at Hello Games, which Hello Games is more recently known for making No Man's Sky. So yeah, this is one that I think this is the one that you really seem to like. with the
Yeah, no, I think it's
adorable characters. Yeah.
Yeah, so the main character is adorable. I mean, it's kind of like that. I don't know fully, but it looks like an exploration kind of style game. Not necessarily open world, but it also has like side-scrolling elements to it.
Yeah.
But the art is wonderful.
It looked fantastic.
In the game, it looks fantastic. It's adorable. It looks, very fantasy-esque. I mean, hey, they did a really bad job launching. No Man's Sky. It's kind of what happened when it went down. From what I understand, they fixed a lot of stuff. But on top of that, too, they're good at making these games where nobody really talks, right? They're just kind of, you're enthralled into the character, and you're really just, living through the character through wonder and seeing it, traverse the different lands and trying to figure out things. Everything's a mystery, right? When you can't speak. So I'm pumped for that. So I'll probably pick this game up, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I'll wait for your review on it then, and then if you like it, maybe I'll pick it up.
Beautiful.
Next up, we have PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is getting a winter map.
Oh, fuck.
This winter map will have snowmobiles and new weapons, sorry. And it will be available on consoles in January, and I believe it came to beta on PC during the actual announcement.
Correct. Yeah, it went live. Live beta, yeah.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah, this is if there's one fucking map PUBG definitely shouldn't build, it's a snow map. Like I'm not even joking. Like, I couldn't even fucking imagine what that's gonna be like.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine the graphics on that?
That's gonna be rough. It's just gonna be regular ground but white.
And I know what everyone says too. Oh, Jeff, but hey, it's you got on PC it's great. I don't give a fuck, man. Don't release a fucking game if it looks like shit on a console. If it looks like ass like that, don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this is garbage. I think it's a cool game. It's a great premise. It's a realistic style versus, the cartoony style of Fortnite. And it's got different mechanics, obviously, than Fortnite. But shit, man. It's like some of the shit in that is just either broken or like the way like a motorcycle works or a car works in that game is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
so I couldn't even imagine
terrible.
a snowmobile with a bunch of snow blowing around.
Yeah, it's
gonna look like
it's
packing peanuts.
It's not gonna blow around. They didn't even have dust when you drive through the desert map. There's not gonna be any.
Oh, that's true enough. Yeah, you just float.
Yeah, it's just gonna be. Yeah, you're just gonna skim across it. It's fine.
Wow.
Speaking of games that don't work right, Arc developer Wildcard is coming out with a new game called Atlas.
Wow.
So
damn.
I don't know if they're going to be jumping off the ship of even trying to get Arc to work, but it just came out on Switch, and the general consensus there is do not buy it. That's a little PSA for you, but yeah. Usually if you got a game that doesn't work, you should probably go ahead and release another one, right?
Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense, right?
Yeah, that's what I'd go with. Next up, there's Ashen, which is a game we've heard about for about 4 years now. It is now available on Xbox and PC. I honestly, I remember hearing about it, but it was one of those games that I heard about so many times that I just assumed it wasn't ever coming out, and here we are.
Yeah, it's a cool style. It's like a blocky kind of like minimal kind of style game, and its characters it's nothing smooth or anything like that. Everything's kind of got like a blocky edge to it. But yeah, I'm same with you. I mean, this is the indie Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
This was announced 4 years ago, and it's like, holy fuck. It's like shit. What was that weird one that was announced when the Xbox One was first announced, and it had the kid that rode that dog looking thing, half dragon, half dog with the wings, and it had feathers and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
That wasn't Scalebound, was it?
I don't think so.
Because in my head, when you first said the dog thing, I thought of the never-ending story.
No, it wasn't Scalebound. And it's not never-ending story. It was something else. But anyways, there's a lot of games out there that like were announced a long time ago that never fucking came out.
Oh shit! Are you talking about The Last Guardian?
Yes.
The PlayStation game? It's a PlayStation
Yes.
exclusive. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, not on Xbox One. Yeah, The Last Guardian, like that shit was announced in like when the fucking PlayStation 4 launched, and it did not come out until 2016.
Yeah. Yeah. It took a while.
I think it was even announced before that. I think it was still PS3 days, and they were showing it.
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why they do this. Like, it's not delays. Like, your game doesn't get delayed by 4 fucking years. Like, it's just showing it off, I guess, way ahead of time. I guess it's one strategy, but I don't understand it. Because yeah, we sit here and we're like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not really interested in that game anymore.
Right. Absolutely.
Because there's other games
all
that
the
come out
hype
like
dies. Yeah. All the hype dies,
sure.
and after you show what your game is, if somebody can get it out before you can, I mean, you're shit out of luck. It's just the way it goes. Dragon Age 4 was teased very, very briefly. It was the one that if you didn't know what the hell was going on, that was probably the Dragon Age tease. It was not direct, and if you were not
had to be a Dragon Age fan.
Yeah, if you were not, like, I've played all the Dragon Age games, and I really enjoyed all the Dragon Age games, and I still didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, you had to be like hardcore lore fan, man. You had to be like hardcore Dragon Age fan to get that.
Yeah. I mean, cool. I'm pretty excited for a Dragon Age game that could be coming out, but it's probably going to be a little bit yet, I would imagine.
Yeah,
if all they have is some voiceover.
Probably be on the new system.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, like a launch on both or something like that, maybe.
Yeah,
so we'll have to see. But they also dropped other stuff because BioWare was also talking about other that they're working on a bunch of other little secret projects, which is kind of cool. That's great to see.
Yep. There is a new Stranger Things game, which is called Stranger Things 3, which is ironic because it's the first Stranger Things game other than the mobile game. But I assume this is going to be a direct tie-in with the next season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's correct. And it looked good. It looked okay. It kind of looked like Death Road to Canada.
It did, kind of.
It's all like room-based,
feel,
like zombie fighting, zombie demigorgon fighting monster shit,
I have an unpopular opinion. I could not give less of a shit about Stranger Things.
Oh, hey, right there with you.
Yeah, it's never done anything for me. My niece is absolutely obsessed with it. I bet she's watched the first and second season at least 15 times, and that's not even an exaggeration. But I don't know. Maybe I'm too old for it. I don't know.
Why are people so obsessed with it?
I have no clue. I don't get it.
Because it's like fucking E.T., right?
Yeah.
That's what I pulled from it. Like, basically TV, like, it's a TV version of, like, E.T.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good point. I never really made that parallel, but yeah.
I mean, it's just, you don't have demigorgons eating fucking Reese's Pieces, but it should be awesome.
That's fair.
Be tie-in. That's mine. That's my new show now. Nobody take that. Game looked good. It's on a strong IP. People are gonna buy the shit out of that because people love Stranger Things. Again, we're not bashing Stranger Things.
No, it's just
we just don't see the hype that everybody else sees in it.
Right.
We're not sitting with massive boners over Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's very true. No massive boners over Stranger Things.
No massive boners over here.
Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out in April. It looks like April 23rd.
Yeah, pretty quick.
And we will be getting more details about it on January 17th. Holy shit, that trailer was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So much blood, so much gore.
I didn't expect it. I mean, I obviously expect that from Mortal Kombat, but for that awards where everything had been pretty PG up until that point, that was fucking crazy.
The content wise, yeah. My favorite thing was like I thought you were talking about how when the CEO came up from NetherRealm Studios.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like, he shows it off, and he was there. They're like, now to present blah 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 from NetherRealm Studios, sports game of the year or something like that.
Yeah.
And he goes up there and he's like, and then like it gets interrupted or whatever, and they show the Mortal Kombat one. The whole time I'm like, there's no fucking way this guy's gonna be showing off a sports game. What the fuck?
Yeah, and not a chance
what?
in hell.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Any other announcements from their Persona in Smash, right?
Yeah, I think that is the last one.
That was a big one. That was probably one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, there's some Fortnite news too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Persona and Smash is probably like one of the biggest pieces though that people like lost their shit about.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a huge, beloved franchise, and that's great for them. That's awesome to see them coming through with that. And adding that character to it. They revealed it in a great way, and nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, I think the way they did it was fantastic. They were able to actually keep it under wraps up until the show, which is incredible in this day and age. That hardly ever happens. But yeah, no, it was that was probably the one I got the most hyped about. I'm obviously a huge Smash fan, and I really, really enjoy the Persona games, especially Persona 5.
No, people lost their shit about that.
Yeah,
like, what?
It's awesome. I'm pumped. But yeah, and then that was actually the last one. But we glossed over the Fortnite one. Fortnite. Yeah, I know you wanted to skip it, but I have an obligation, Jeff.
Oh, I didn't want to skip it. I'm totally fine talking about it. I think it's actually cool. I think
it's really cool.
I think it's a great idea for a game. It's not something that's new.
Right.
To games. There's been multiple games in the past that have done this, that have used community stuff.
Right.
But I think it'll be implemented in a cooler way. So
yeah, basically they took one of the locations on the map, Risky Reels, and made it something called the Block. And the Block is going to be it's going to feature player-made creations from Fortnite's new creative mode, which is think Minecraft,
Sandbox,
but in Fortnite, right? And I think that's awesome. It sounds like they're going to rotate them in and out and kind of get a little bit more of a rotation on the map, and you can see a lot of other people within the fan base, their creations. So yeah,
someone's making a dick.
Somebody's making a giant wiener. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think it's really cool. I think it's a great thing to put in a game. I think it's obviously going to get people using the sandbox mode more to create stuff. And it's going to change the map up each time, which will be it would be really interesting. If someone puts a giant cock in there, all of a sudden, you're used to a movie theater there. Now there's a giant cock. Hey, that's going to throw your game off a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would do it.
Also on just one more thing before we wrap it up here, with Fortnite and just Epic in general. Holy shit, they were pushing the Epic Store.
Yeah, there was like 4 games that they showed off that was coming to the Epic Store.
Yeah, and only had the Epic Store thing on it, which is great. That's awesome to see. Like they're already starting to support it, and they already want to put support behind it, and they're they're interested in just pushing that, which is great. They're gonna be a force to be reckoned with, man. If that thing can even just like remotely take off in some aspect. Could be nuts,
that's
but yeah,
huge.
Anyways, yeah, that was the recap for the Game Awards, the 2018 Game Awards. We'll have to see what the 2019 Game Awards bring. Hopefully it's more of a, like we said, condensed show in terms of the awards and more just kind of Oscar style for games for the year. Not so many, kind of out there topics, I guess, or out there awards.
Yeah.
Kind of saying, straight and true to just games. Aside from that, great show. Good job, Mr. Keeley. On your dream once again for a year, Mr. Geoff Keighley. We had a blast doing the stream. I think one of the things that we're working on right now as a company is we are figuring out doing the podcast as video. So the first thing to anyone who's not subscribed to us on YouTube, head on over to Diggity Gaming on YouTube. That's our YouTube channel. We put the podcast episodes up there, and we'll be starting to put different reviews and different content up there soon. And the podcast will actually go to video very soon here as well. You'll always be able to get the audio version just like the way you are listening through your favorite podcast platform. But you'll also be able to watch our beautiful faces on YouTube, and they are so beautiful. You know, you'll be able to get the video through that, and then we'll probably get into live video eventually as well. But we're going to ease our way into it. But we've got some ideas for product reviews, game reviews, as well as just some Let's Plays. So the new year's going to be fantastic. I can't believe it's already almost 2019, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. What do we have?
Insane.
14 days until Christmas now? 14 starting. Yeah, when this episode goes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 14 days. 14 days till Christmas, my bros. And speaking of Christmas, guess what? Bitch, this thing's free. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. You can get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial by heading on over to audibletrial.com/diggity. You get access to over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or your MP3 player. It's completely free, so you don't have to spend it on anything. You know what? Let's get real. Maybe you fucking hate your Aunt Deborah. And you're like, I don't want to get Aunt Deborah anything. She's terrible. Just give her a free audiobook download, man, and 30-day free trial by heading over to audibletrial.com/JD. Put her email in, steal her credit card, put that in too. There you go, man. That's a gift. That's a gift that keeps on giving.
That's terrible advice.
It's a gift that keeps on giving her knowledge and giving her stress as to why fucking $9.99 every month is coming over the credit card. Thank you, as always, to the Amazon Audible team for sponsoring the podcast. We truly appreciate it. You can follow us on Instagram at Diggity Podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter. We don't know who the fuck uses that anymore. You can add me on Xbox One. My username is MapleJeff, and Brody, your username is what?
Luscious Brody.
Ooh, hit it up. Leave a review. Helps the show a ton. Does two things. One, spreads a good word of diggity across this nation and this world. Some think it's flat. That's retarded. It helps. I'm sorry. I had to get my digs in. I had to. These people don't think fucking Australia exists, Brody. What's a man to do about that?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah.
Go get an audiobook and just listen to how the earth isn't fucking flat. Leave a review, helps us out a ton. Does two things. One, like I said, spreads the great word of diggity. Two, you can leave comments and you can let us know how we can make the show better each and every single week. Perhaps you were insulted by the fact that I said the earth is not flat and that you are stupid for thinking that the earth is flat. That's a true statement. But yeah, it helps us out a ton. And until next time, guys, we'll see you for the Friday show. See ya!